your mat. Let your knees open as wide as is comfortable for you. Maybe the big toes touch behind you. They don't have to. Begin to ease your hips back towards your heels. Feel free to shift and move here as much as you would like so you can create space. Finding some softness in your hips, maybe some length in the arms as you stretch your fingertips towards the top edge of your mat. Let your forehead rest between your elbows. You can close your eyes here and then maybe gently rock your forehead side to side. Take a moment here to ground, to feel the support of the mat beneath you, to feel the air around your skin, the sensations, how the breath feels as you inhale, the softness, the release as you exhale. Beginning our practice with 3 cleansing breaths. First, open mouth, exhale, release your breath, let it go. Draw a deep breath in through your nose, fill up your belly, fill up your lungs. Open mouth, exhale to release the breath. 2 more times, inhale, creating space around your heart. Feel the rib cage expand, lifting the space between your shoulder blades. Then open mouth, exhale, let the breath go. 1 more time, inhale, breathe into your fingertips. Feel your breath flow all the way down to your toes. Open mouth, exhale. Sealing our lips, engaging our Ujjayi breath. Create a slight constriction in the back of your throat. Take a long, slow, controlled inhalation through your nose, creating a whirling sensation. And then at the top of your inhalation, keeping the lips sealed, continue to exhale through the nose. Beginning to deepen, lengthen your inhalations. Beginning to slow down your exhalations. We'll find a little flow here from our child's pose together. As you inhale, begin to rise up to your hands and knees, and then begin to let the hips roll forward. Bending the knees, big toes touch, maybe point the toes towards the back of your head. Begin to squeeze the shoulder blades together. Let your hips roll forward, but draw the belly up and in. Take a deep breath here. Exhale, press the hips back, find your child's pose. Breathing through that a few more times. Inhale, roll the hips forward, point the toes towards the back of your head, maybe micro bend the elbows. Exhale, send your hips towards your heels. Breathe into the upper back, find your child's pose. 2 more times. Inhale, let the hips roll forward. Press the heart between the arms. Exhale, send the hips back. Find some length in the arms and the rib cage. 1 more time. Inhale, let the hips roll forward. Open up the chest, pull the collarbones apart. Exhale, hips towards the heels. Pause here in your child's pose. Stay here. Take 1 more deep breath here. Exhale, slow breath out. On your next inhalation, begin to rise up to your hands and knees. Now take some time here to just find some movement on your own, beginning to connect your breath to your movement, beginning to open up any areas that might feel a little tight or where you feel a little tension. Begin to send your breath into those areas. Take another full cycle of breath and then let yourself find stillness. Stacking your wrists underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. Either tuck the toes or press the tops of your feet down. Draw an open mouth, exhalation to release your breath. Inhale to your cow pose, drop your belly, lift the chin and chest, tilt the tailbone high. Exhale, tuck and round, curl the chin towards your chest, find your cat. Load the belly towards your spine, curl the tailbone under. Now begin to flow here on your own, creating your breath to movement connection. Taking this time to integrate into your practice, maybe beginning to let the events of your day, beginning to let them fall away. Feel free to incorporate any other shapes, any other movements that would help you create space. Taking another complete cycle of breath. And then let's return to our neutral tabletop position. Gazing down at the hands, walk them forward just slightly. Unstack the wrists from underneath your shoulders. Tuck your toes if they're not already. Spread the fingers nice and wide. Take an open mouth, exhalation to release your breath. Inhale, hover the knees, find your bear pose. Let your head drop, cat the shoulders, float the belly towards your spine. Take a deep breath here. Exhale, send your hips up and back for your downward facing dog. Spend some time here. Maybe pedal out the feet. You can sway the hips. Maybe take some deep knee bends. Whatever helps you, begin to let this shape feel familiar. Let your head hang heavy, actively pressing the mat away from you. And then whenever you're ready, maybe begin to find some stillness. Inhale, begin to lengthen the side bodies, rolling the shoulders away from your ears. Exhale, soften through the knees, and then press your heart space back and down, opening up through the chest. Inhale, draw your belly towards the spine. Imagine hollowing out the space in front of your hip bones. Exhale, begin to energize your heels back and down. Maybe even lift the toes as you press through the balls of your feet. Inhale, rise up onto your toes. Bottom of your exhalation, gaze forward, bend your knees, and then tiptoe your feet behind your wrists. For your ragdoll, you're standing forward fold. Separate your feet hip-width distance apart, or maybe slightly wider if that feels good. Soften through the knees, let the upper body hang. Find any variation that you would like here with the arms. Maybe find stillness or movement. Grounding down through the soles of your feet, your big toe, your pinky toe, and your heels. So you can let the upper body let go, creating space in the vertebra, decompressing the lower back. Take another deep breath here. Exhale, release your hands to the mat if they're not already there. Begin to toe heel your feet together. Let your big toes come to touch, heels or a sliver apart. Soften through your knees, tent your fingertips underneath your shoulders. Curl your chin towards your chest, gaze up towards your belly. Take an open mouth, exhalation to release your breath. Inhale, slowly begin to rise. Let yourself roll up as you stack one vertebra over the next. Take as much time as you need to, beginning to lift through the crown of your head. Inhale, roll the shoulders towards your ears, lift the gaze, tip your head back. Exhale, release the arms by your side. Spread the fingers wide, rotate the palms so your pinky fingers roll forward and your thumbs spiral behind you. Inhale, lift all 10 toes, spread them wide. Exhale, begin to gently place them back down. Begin to shift your weight forward, back, side to side, grounding down through the four corners of your feet. Inhale, squeeze your calves. Exhale, lift your thighs away from your knees as you firm and strengthen the lower body. Inhale, draw your lower belly, pull it up and in. Maybe grow a little taller as you engage your Uddiyana Bandha. Find your strength, your center. And then exhale, tuck your tailbone under just slightly. Neutralize your pelvis as you stabilize through your hips. Inhale, sweep the arms high, lengthen through your fingertips. Exhale, invite your hands to heart center. Pressing palm into palm. Inhale, lift your heart to meet your thumbs. Open mouth, exhale, press your thumbs back into your heart. Building our Sane flow together. Inhale, sweep the arms high, Tadasana mountain pose. Turn the pinky fingers inward. Relax through your shoulders, press down through your feet. Inhale, lift the rib cage off the waist. Exhale, chair pose, airplane the arms. Draw the weight into your heels, your toes are light, and then squeeze the shoulder blades behind your back. Imagine lengthening through the crown of your head so the back of the neck stays long. Stay here, take a deep breath in. Exhale, maybe sit the hips back and down. Standing up and opening up to the right as you inhale, straighten the legs, and then sweep the right arm behind you, send the left fingertips forward. Reaching through the fingertips, thumbs face the sky, and then begin to roll the right shoulder back as you press the right hip forward. Maybe gaze past the left thumb, take a deep breath in. Exhale, chair pose, airplane the arms. Once again, sweep it back, weight in the heels. Inhale, open up towards the left, straightening through the legs, and then windmill the arms open. Pull the right shoulder back, left shoulder forward, and then actively reach the fingertips away from each other. Take another deep breath here. Exhale, chair pose, airplane the arms, toes are light. Burst up, inhale, lift the gaze, find your Tadasana mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold, hinge from your hips, take your time, maybe soften through the knees, let the crown of your head hang, maybe tuck the chin slightly as you invite your forehead to move towards your shins. Stay here, inhale, lift your belly away from your thighs. Exhale, let your head hang. Inhale, halfway lift, actively press your palms into your shins or your thighs, lengthen through the crown of your head, pull the shoulder blades together behind the back. Take a deep breath here. Exhale, release the hands, fold. 2 more times, inhale, halfway lift, lengthen through the crown of your head, pull the tailbone back. Release your hands, exhale, forward fold. 1 more time, inhale, pull the belly in, halfway lift. Release your hands, exhale, hinge from your hips. Soften through your knees, inhale, slowly begin to rise. Let yourself roll up, sweep the arms high. Exhale, hands to heart center. Putting all of that together, breathing through our half Sane. Inhale, sweep the arms high, maybe lift the gaze. Chair pose, exhale, airplane the arms, reaching through the fingertips, lift the backs with your hands. Straighten the legs, inhale, open up towards the right, reach through the fingertips. Exhale, chair pose, airplane the arms, sweep it back, weight in your heels. Inhale, burst open to the left, left hip forward. Exhale, chair pose, airplane the arms. Inhale, burst up, press down through your feet, lift the gaze. Exhale, forward fold, hinge from your hips. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back, squeeze your shoulder blades together. Exhale, fold, hinge from your hips. Soften through your knees, inhale, slowly begin to rise. Press down through your feet, sweep the arms high. Exhale, hands to heart center. 1 more time through, inhale, circle your arms high, maybe lift your gaze. Chair pose, exhale, airplane the arms, sit it back. Opening up to the left this time, inhale, burst open towards the left, reaching through the fingertips, spread them wide. Exhale, chair pose, airplane the arms, left arm meets the right. Inhale, burst open towards the right, hips square towards the front of the house, front of your mat, and then exhale, chair pose, airplane the arms. Burst up, inhale, lift the gaze. Exhale, fold, hinge from your hips, lengthen through the spine, release your fingertips, let the head hang. Moving on, inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, fold, plant your palms, step your feet back, meeting in our first high plank, top of a push-up. Pause here, find where you like your feet, energizing your heels towards the back of your mat, actively lengthen through the crown of your head. Finding movement here, inhale, shift the weight forward, roll onto your toes. Exhale, press your heels back, maybe stretch through the calves. 2 more times, inhale, shift the weight forward. Exhale, press the heels back, root down through the knuckles. 1 more time, inhale, shift the weight forward. Exhale, press the heels back. Adding on, inhale, shift the weight forward. Toes or knees, exhale, chaturanga, let your elbows graze the rib cage, lower halfway down. Flip to the tops of your feet, inhale, rise upward facing dog or cobra. Pause here for a moment. Maybe micro bend your elbows, pull the shoulder blades together behind the back. Press through the tops of your feet, inhale. Tuck your toes, exhale, send your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Pause here, adjust your feet. Inhale, breathe into the center of the heart. Then as you exhale, melt your heart space back and down. 2 more times, inhale, draw the belly towards your spine. Exhale, press your heels back and down. 1 more time, inhale, rise up onto your toes. Bottom of your exhalation, gaze forward, bend your knees, lightly step, hop, or float, top of the mat. Let your big toes come to touch. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, fold, hinge from your hips. Weight in your heels, inhale, rise to your chair pose. We'll go through that same sequence, but we'll remain in our chair pose. Take a deep breath here. As you exhale, fly the arms back. Stay in your chair. Now inhale, open up just the arms towards the right. Exhale, sweep it back. Inhale, open up towards the left, keep the hips low. Exhale to fly it back. Now inhale, straighten the legs, burst up, lift the gaze. Cactus, exhale, squeeze the shoulder blades together, draw the tailbone under. Inhale, reach the arms high, lengthen. Exhale, hinge from your hips, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, plant your palms, step or float, chaturanga, high to low, and then maybe think about starting with the opposite leg. So if you have a dominant leg, maybe practice stepping back with a non-dominant leg and see how that feels. Meeting back in downward facing dog, take a deep breath here. Open mouth, exhale. Building our sun B flow from your feet together. Inhale, reach the right leg high. Exhale, bend the knee open and stack your hips. Maybe stay here or find movement as you circle the ankle, or find big circles through the knee and thigh. Let your head hang heavy. Take another deep breath here. Exhale, slow breath out. Inhale, re-extend the right leg high. Knee to nose, exhale. Stack the shoulders over your fingertips. Inhale, re-extend the right leg high. Exhale, knee to nose, pause. Gaze between the hands, tent the right fingertips. Cat the shoulders, lift the knee a little higher, and as gently as you can, heel toe your right foot through between the thumbs. Let your hips roll forward and down, back heel stays lifted. Tent your fingertips underneath your shoulders. Now take some time here to breathe and move. Creating space in your right hip, the left hip flexor, maybe even the right hamstring or the IT band. Take another deep breath here. Exhale, return to your low lunge. Moving on, inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, spin the back heel flat, find your heel to arch alignment. Inhale, open up to your warrior two. Find your feet, do something here that feels good for your shoulders. Rolling to the knife edge of your right foot, maybe lift the right big toe. Reaching through the fingertips, finding some movement. Inhale, straighten the right leg, sweep the arms high, maybe press the palms together. Exhale, float the hands down, relax your shoulders, find your warrior two. Twice more, inhale, flip the palms towards the sky, reach them high. Exhale, maybe deepen your lunge, relax the right toes. One more time, inhale, sweep the arms high, maybe lift your gaze. Exhale, warrior two, stay here, take a deep breath in. Exhale, extended side angle. Find as much length as you can in the right side of the rib cage. And then do something here that feels good for your left shoulder. Maybe draw big circles. Or if you'd like, you can play with your half bind, wrapping the arm around your back. Continue spiraling your heart towards the sky. Tucking the right hip under, take a deep breath here. Exhale, return to your extended side angle. Inhale, star pose, heels in, turn the toes out. Find your feet first. Lift the thighs away from your knees, stabilize through the lower body, and then reach the fingertips high. Pull the shoulders down the back. Inhale, draw the belly towards your spine. Exhale, curl the tailbone under. Take another deep breath here. Big transition. We're gonna exhale to our fallen warrior. As you exhale, sweep the left hand forward, plant the palm to the inside of the right foot, and then continue to roll to the knife edges of both feet. Reaching the right fingertips towards the back of your mat, and then let your hips grow heavy. Take another deep breath here. Exhale, slow breath out. Another big transition. As you inhale, sweep the right arm all the way to the left side of your mat for your wide-legged straddle towards the other side. Toes forward or slightly pigeon-toed. Stack your fingertips underneath your shoulders. Inhale, float the belly towards the spine. Tilt the tailbone high. Exhale, hinge from your hips. 2 more times. Inhale, roll to the outer edges of your feet. Exhale, fold, hinge from your hips. 1 more time. Inhale, flat back, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Exhale to fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, lunge into the left knee for your modified Skandasana. Stacking the right knee over the ankle, flexing the left toes towards the face, and then maybe tent the fingertips underneath your shoulders. Pull the hips back and down, almost like you're sitting back into a chair. Draw the weight into your heels. Take a deep breath here, lift the heart. Gaze towards the front of your mat. Exhale, pivot to your low lunge. Plant your hands underneath your shoulders. Cat the upper back, lift the right heel. Shift the weight forward into your hands. 3-legged dog, inhale, right leg high. Your option, exhale, chaturanga. Maybe your 1-legged chaturanga, right leg stays lifted, or both feet on the mat. Inhale to rise. Exhale, tuck your toes. Send your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Adjust your feet. Take a deep breath here. Roll the shoulders away from your ears. Open mouth, exhale. Other side, step your feet together. Inhale, lift the left leg high. Exhale, bend the knee, open and stack. Maybe stay here or find movement as you breathe into the left hip, the hip flexor, the psoas. Drop the left shoulder to meet the right. Let your head hang heavy. Take another deep breath here. Exhale, slow breath out. Inhale, re-extend your left leg high, square the hips. Knee to nose, exhale, shift the weight into your hands, cat the shoulders, chin to chest. Inhale, re-extend the left leg high. Exhale, knee to nose, pause, gaze forward, tent the left fingertips, lift the left knee even higher, then as gently as you can. See if you can softly heel toe your foot through between the thumbs. Maybe lengthen the right heel away from you, tent the palms, and then find some movement here. Maybe shift your hips back and forth, side to side. Maybe let the knee roll open, whatever helps you create space. Take another deep breath here. Exhale, return to your low lunge. Tent the palms, inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, spin the back heel flat, roll to the knife edge of your left foot. Inhale, circle the arms open, find your warrior 2, pause here. Perhaps do something here that feels good for your shoulders. As you lift the lower belly towards your spine and then curl the tailbone under. Finding some movement, inhale, straighten the left leg, sweep the arms high. Exhale, actively press the palms down, find your warrior 2. 2 more times, inhale, move the space around you. Exhale, relax the shoulders down your back. 1 more time, inhale, squeeze the inner thighs. Exhale, warrior 2, pause here, take another deep breath here. Exhale, reach the left fingertips forward as far as you can, and then pivot into your extended side angle. Maybe do something here that feels good for your right shoulder, or you can find stillness, rolling the right shoulder back, and then maybe letting your hips move towards the top edge of your mat. Take a deep breath here. Exhale, return to your extended side angle. Transition, inhale, find your star pose. Start with your feet first, heels in, turn the toes out. Lift the thighs away from your knees, stabilize, and then lengthen through the fingertips. Relax the shoulder blades down your back. Take a deep breath here. Big transition. Our exhale will take us all the way to our fallen warrior. Begin to plant the right hand to the inside of your left foot, and then continue to roll to the knife edges of your feet as you reach your left fingertips towards the back of your mat. Maybe flex the toes, press the right shoulder down. Take a deep breath here. Exhale, let your hips grow heavy. Another big transition. Pardon me, our wide-legged straddle. As you inhale, sweep the left arm all the way around towards the right side of your mat. Toes forward or slightly pigeon-toed. Take a deep breath in, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, hinge from your hips. 2 more times. Inhale, lift your thighs away from your knees. Exhale, fold, let your head hang. 1 more time. Inhale, tilt the tailbone high, press your heart forward. Exhale, hinge from your hips. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Side lunge towards the left knee for a modified Skandasana or flying monkey. Begin to flex the right toes towards the face as you stack the left knee over the ankle and then pull your hips back like you're sitting in a chair. Tighten your fingertips underneath your shoulders and then lift your heart. Take a deep breath here. Gaze towards the front of your mat. Exhale, pivot to your low lunge. Lifting the right heel. Plant your palms, cap the shoulders. Lift the left heel. Shift the weight forward into your hands. Inhale, three-legged dog. Sweep the left leg high. Exhale, flow. Chaturanga, high to low. Your pace, your breath. Maybe keep the left leg lifted. Pressing through the tops of your feet. Inhale, upward facing dog. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Tuck your toes. Exhale, hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Take a deep breath here. Open mouth, exhale. Feel free to breathe here. Maybe rest in your child's pose. Grab a sip of water, towel off. So that's our Sun-B flow. We'll take it slow, one breath to one movement. And we'll begin to lengthen our breath. There's a few big transitions. So we want to move really slow and then really breathe into it. Whenever you're ready, coming back to our downward facing dog. Take a deep breath here. Open mouth, exhale. Flowing from here, step your feet together. Inhale, reach the right leg high. Exhale, knee to nose, cap the shoulders, chin to chest. Inhale, re-extend the right leg high, square the hips. Gaze forward, exhale, heel toe the foot through, find your low lunge. Tempt the fingertips, inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, spin the back heel flat. Warrior two, inhale, windmill the arms open, expand across your chest. Exhale, extended side angle, find length in both sides of the rib cage. Send the left arm up and overhead. Star pose, inhale, heels in, turn the toes out, reach the fingertips in opposite directions. Fallen warrior, exhale, pivot towards the front of your mat, plant the left hand, and then roll to the knife edges of your feet. Inhale, spin all the way around towards the left side of your mat. Big toes forward, tempt the palms. Take a deep breath here. Exhale, fold, hinge from your hips. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Bend into the right knee, exhale, flex the left toes towards the face. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, low lunge, pivot towards the front of your mat, plant the palms, cap the shoulders, lift the right heel. Weight in your hands, inhale, three-legged dog, right leg high. Exhale, flow, high to low, your pace, your breath. Inhale, press to the tops of your feet. Exhale, tuck your toes. Use your core hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Pause here. Take a deep breath in. Open mouth, exhale. Other side, step your feet together. Inhale, reach the left leg high. Exhale, knee to nose. Cap the shoulders, weight in the palms. Inhale, re-extend the left leg high. Exhale, gaze forward. Heel toe the foot through between the thumbs. Low lunge. Tempt the palms. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, spin the back heel flat. Find your heel to arch alignment. Warrior two. Inhale, windmill the arms open, reaching through the fingertips. Exhale, extended side angle. Find length in both sides of the rib cage. Star pose, inhale, heels in, turn the toes out, reach the fingertips in opposite directions. Exhale, sweep the right palm forward, plant the hand to the inside of your foot, and then roll to the knife edges of both feet for your fallen warrior. Inhale, spin all the way around towards the right side of your mat, crisscross the hands, tempt the fingertips. Exhale, fold, hinge from your hips. Inhale, halfway lift. Bend into the left knee, exhale, modified Skandasana, flying monkey, flex the right toes. Take a deep breath here. Exhale, low lunge, pivot towards the front of your mat. Plant the palms, cap the shoulders, lift the left heel. Three-legged dog, inhale, left leg high. Exhale, flow. Chaturanga, high to low. Your pace, your breath. Exhale, sending the hips up and back, meeting in our downward facing dog. Take a deep breath here. Open mouth, exhale. Lowering onto your forearms and your elbows for your dolphin pose. Your index fingers rather point forward and are parallel with each other. Your forearms are parallel, drawing the elbows, energizing them towards each other, even though they stay where they are, and then let your head hang. Lifting through the hips, press your chest back and down. Feel free to stay here. Maybe play with walking your feet towards your elbows. If you're working on your forearm stand or your forearm headstand, feel free to take this time. Maybe stay here. Maybe step your feet together and then just lift one leg high. And then maybe just even practice your one-legged forearm stand, just with one leg high, and maybe take little baby hops. Switching sides. Taking the next several breaths to play. And then whenever you've had enough, we'll come to a resting pose. Maybe finding your child's pose. Maybe drawing the knees together, find your embryo pose, and then take some time to slow down. Relaxing through your shoulders, let them roll forward. Soften the muscles of your face. Take a deep breath here. Open mouth, exhale. 2 more times, take a deep breath in. Open mouth, exhale. 1 more time, take a deep breath here. Open mouth, exhale, let the breath go. Inhale, rise, hands and knees. Tuck your toes, exhale, hips up and back, downward facing dog. Moving on, inhale, rise up onto your toes. Bottom of your exhalation, gaze forward, bend your knees, lightly step, hop, or float, top of the mat, big toes come to touch. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, fold, hinge from your hips. Moving on from here, 10th of palms, weight in your right foot, lift the chest. Inhale, float the left leg high, kind of like a modified standing splits or even a modified warrior 3. Lengthen through the crown of your head, drop your left hip to meet the right, and then energize through the left foot. Take a deep breath here. Step it back, exhale, return to your low lunge. Maybe adjust your stance, either wider or longer. Then exhale, spin the back heel flat. Warrior 2, inhale, windmill the arms open. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, star pose, heels in, turn the toes out. Horse pose, exhale, hands to heart center, and then begin to ease your hips in between your knees. Maybe shift side to side, and then spread your toes wide, really connecting through the balls of your feet as well as the heels. Maybe even the toes are light. Inhale, circle the arms high, find your star. Exhale, pull the hands to heart center, find your horse. 2 more times. Inhale, reach the arms high. Exhale, hands to heart, sit the hips down. 1 more time. Inhale, sweep the arms high, lift your thighs away from your knees. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, star pose. Transition, exhale, fallen warrior. Sweep the left hand forward, plant the palm, and then roll to the knife edges of both feet, taking it all the way back. Pause here, take a deep breath in. Exhale, let your hips grow heavy. 1 more time, take a deep breath in. Exhale, slow breath out. Transition, inhale, spin all the way around towards the left side of your mat. Tent the hands underneath your shoulders. Exhale, fold, hinge from your hips. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Skandasana, exhale, lunge into the right knee, flex the left toes towards the face. So we're gonna spend a little bit more time here. If you'd like, negotiate the space in between your heels, and then maybe lower your hips towards the right heel. You can balance on the ball of your foot, tent the fingertips, Flex the left toes rather, towards the face, and then press through the ball of your foot, turning the toes towards your face so you energize the inside line of your left leg. Take a deep breath here. Exhale, slow breath out. One more time, take a deep breath in. Exhale, pivot to your low lunge. Take your time, lifting the hips, rolling to the ball of your left foot. Tent the fingertips in front of you, spread the right toes wide. Inhale, shift the weight forward. Exhale, shift the weight back, soften the left knee. Standing splits, inhale, launch off the ball of your back foot. Exhale, let your head hang heavy. Options, stay here. Maybe challenge your balance. You can walk your fingertips back in line with your right big toe. Maybe stay here with the palms tented. Maybe wrap your right hand behind the right ankle, inviting the forearm to wrap behind the calf, and then let your head hang heavy. Maybe gaze up towards your belly. Breathing here for 3. Soften your jaw, last 2. Take a deep breath here. Exhale, forward fold. Left foot meets the right. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Open mouth, exhale, fold. Other side, inhale, tent the palms, lift the chest. Spread the left toes wide. Exhale, draw the belly up and in. Inhale, float the right leg high. Exhale, draw the shoulders back away from the ears. Take another deep breath in. Step it back, exhale, find your low lunge. Adjust your stance. Spread the left toes wide, take a deep breath in. Exhale, spin the back heel flat. Moving on, inhale, warrior 2, sweep the arms open. Exhale, extended side angle, finding length in the rib cage. Star pose, inhale, heels in, turn the toes out. Horse pose, exhale, draw your hands to heart center, and then once again, shift your hips side to side, spread your toes wide, gripping with the heels and the balls of your feet rather than the toes. Place your hands on your thighs, fingertips down, wrists behind you, and then inhale, lift your heart. Drop your right shoulder, exhale, gaze past the left. Use your palms to press the knees away from each other. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, drop your left shoulder, gaze past the right. One more time through. Inhale, find center, curl the tailbone under. Exhale, drop the right shoulder. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, drop the left. Inhale, come back to center, hands to heart. Exhale, sit low. Star pose, inhale, heels in, turn the toes out, reach the fingertips high. Exhale, fallen warrior. Sweep the right hand, plant the palm to the inside of your left foot, and then continue to roll to the knife edges of both feet. Pause here. Let your hips grow heavy, reaching the left fingertips towards the back edge of your mat. Take one more deep breath here. Exhale, let the hips grow heavy. Inhale, spin all the way around towards the right side of your mat. Exhale, fold, tent the fingertips, hinge from your hips. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, Skandasana towards the front edge of your mat. Take your time, negotiate the space in between your heels. You can stay lifted, continue pulling the hips back, inviting the left knee to stack over the ankle. Only if it's accessible, maybe lift the heel, lower your hips towards the left heel, and then see if you can find your balance here, maybe just tenting the fingertips. Press through the ball of your right foot and then turn the toes back towards your face. Take a deep breath here. Exhale, slow breath out. As you inhale, slowly begin to lift the hips. Exhale, pivot towards the front of your mat. Tent the palms, lift the right heel. Walk the fingertips forward. Spread your right toes, left toes rather, nice and wide. Inhale, shift the weight forward into your left foot. Exhale, rock the weight back, soften through the right knee. Standing splits, inhale, launch off the ball of your back foot. Exhale, let your head hang, gaze up towards your belly. You can stay here, maybe challenge your balance. Walking your fingertips in line with your left big toe. Drop your right hip to meet the left. Maybe wrapping the left hand around the left ankle, and then forearm behind the calf. Maybe use the strength of your arm to invite your forehead to move a little closer towards your left shin. Breathing here for 3. Let the crown of your head hang heavy, last 2. Take one more deep breath in. Exhale, slow breath out. Right foot meets the left. Forward fold, hinge from your hips. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, fold. Begin to toe heel your feet all the way to the wide edges of your mat. Heels in, turn the toes out for a yogi squat. Negotiate the space in between your heels. Invite your elbows to the insides of your knees or thighs. Press the palms together. Then inhale, lift your heart to meet your thumbs. Let the elbows open wide. Roll to the knife edges of your feet. Maybe even lift the big toes, lifting through the inner arches. Take a deep breath here. Exhale, drop the right shoulder to the inside of the right knee. Right hand underneath your face. Inhale, stretch the left arm high. Perhaps stay here in your twist or half bind. Wrapping the left arm behind the back. Maybe play with your full bind, right forearm around the shin. Resting the backs of your hands to the outside of the right hip. Palms face the back of your mat. Roll the left shoulder back. Maybe lift the gaze towards the sky. Take a deep breath here. Exhale, release just like you came in. Bring the hands back to heart center. Let yourself neutralize. Take a deep breath here. Other side, exhale, drop the left shoulder to the inside of your left knee, and then use the shoulder to push the knee open as you plant the left hand underneath your face. Inhale, stretch the right arm high. Stay here or exhale, half bind, wrapping the arm around your back. Maybe play with your full bind, left forearm around the shin, and then rotating the hands so your palms face out, resting the backs of your hands behind the left hip. Continue rolling the right shoulder back, maybe turn the gaze towards the sky. Take a deep breath here. Exhale, slow breath out. Begin to slowly unwind. Bring the hands back to center. Take a deep breath here. As you exhale, release your fingertips behind you, tend the palms, and then take a seat. Finding our Baddha Konasana, our butterfly pose. Soles of the feet come together, let your knees open. For a more active pose, draw the heels a little closer towards you. For a more restorative pose, working into the piriformis and the IT band, press your heels away from you, finding a longer butterfly. Shift your hips side to side, find your sit bones, and then we'll breathe together 3 times before you take it all the way down. As you inhale, lift the heart, lengthen through the crown of your head. Then as you exhale, hinge from your hips rather than your waist. Once you begin to feel resistance, pause. Inhale, lift the heart, find a little bit more length. Then exhale, hinge just a little bit more. Then pause. One more time. Inhale, lift your heart, lengthen through the crown of your head, maybe even pull the shoulders back. And then exhale, hinge. Then let the upper back naturally round. Release the arms wherever feels comfortable for you. And then let the head hang. Let the shoulders roll forward. Softening the muscles of your face as you breathe into your inner hips and your inner thighs. Taking long, slow inhalations. Long, slow exhalations. One more time, take a deep breath here. Exhale, slow breath out. Inhale, slowly begin to rise. Draw the knees together, and then extend the legs in front of you for a Paschimottanasana, or seated forward fold. I'm going to turn towards the side. Find your sit bones. Feel free to soften through your knees, and then flex the toes towards the face. Just like our Tadasana, inhale, lift the ribcage off the waist, reach the arms high. 3 breaths together. Exhale, hinge from your hips rather than your waist. Once you begin to feel resistance, pause. Take another deep breath in, draw the belly towards your spine. Exhale, hinge. One more time. Inhale, lift the collarbones towards the toes. Then exhale, hinge, and then roll all the way down. Maybe walk your hips back side to side. Flexing the toes towards the face. And then see if you can keep some space between your shoulders and your ears. Long, slow inhalations, breathing into your hamstrings. Long, slow exhalations, hinging from your hips. One more time, take a deep breath here. Exhale, slow breath out. Inhale, slowly begin to rise all the way back up. Now this time, open up the legs for a Janu Sirsasana, our wide-legged seated forward fold. Shift the hips side to side. Flex the toes towards the face, keeping the legs active. Begin to roll your knees towards the sky, rolling your thighs towards the back of your mat. Inhale, reach the arms high. Exhale, turn towards your right leg. Inhale, lift the chest one more time. Then as you exhale, release the hands wherever is comfortable for you, maybe even tent the palms, and then pull your left shoulder forward, right shoulder back. Imagine squaring your chest towards the left thigh, the right thigh rather, and then keep your left hip down. Let it anchor through the sit bone. Maybe even using your fingertips as leverage as you continue to square your chest towards your knee. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, slow breath out. Inhale, lift your chest, sweep the arms high, turn back to center. Then as you exhale, begin to drop the left elbow, the right elbow to the inside or on top of the right leg, and then sweep the left fingertips up and overhead. Finding a side stretch. Once again, press your left hip down, and then maybe open up your heart, pulling the left shoulder back, right shoulder forward. Finding length in the side body. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, slow breath out. Inhale, reach both arms high. Exhale, turn towards your left thigh. Inhale, lift the rib cage. As you exhale, begin to fold over your left thigh, maybe tent the fingertips, and then pull the left shoulder back. Invite the right shoulder to roll forward. Imagine squaring your collarbones towards your left knee, and then begin to hinge. If you feel your right hip begin to lift, see if you can anchor it back down. So finding a slight twist from the mid to upper back, keeping your hips square. Flex your toes towards your face. Take one more deep breath in. Exhale, slow breath out. Inhale, slowly begin to rise. Sweep the arms high. Taking it to the side as you exhale, begin to lower the right elbow, the left elbow to the inside of the left knee, or maybe on top as you stretch the right fingertips up and overhead, reaching in the direction for the left toes. Rather than rolling forward, see if you can pull your heart open. Right shoulder back, left shoulder forward. Anchor the right hip down. Gaze can be down, out, or up, whatever feels good on your neck. And then pull the shoulders away from the ears, at the same time finding extension through the right fingertips. Take one more deep breath here. Exhale, slow breath out. Inhale, slowly begin to sweep your arms high. Then as you exhale, place the palms in front of you, and then begin to slowly walk your fingertips forward, hinging from your hips, and then maybe shifting your hips side to side. Pausing once you start to feel sensations, maybe letting yourself breathe and shift into it. Turn the toes towards the back of your mat. So rather than letting your toes fall inward, see if you can pull them back, maybe letting them face the sky. You can either point the toes or flex the heels. Maybe lower onto the forearms and your elbows. And then if you're lowered onto your forearms and your elbows, or even if you're on the hands, you can imagine pulling your hands towards you and then rolling your hips forward, creating a push-pull sensation to create a little bit more space, a little bit more opening through the hips. Imagine dragging your hips forward and then pulling the elbows back. You can even send the heart forward between the arms, almost like you're in your Sphinx pose. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, slow breath out. Inhale, tent the palms, slowly walk the hands back to center. From here, tent the hands behind you. Bring the legs together, bend the knees, finding our Navasana, our boat pose. Shifting your hips side to side. Bending our knees. Placing your big toes on the mat. Hands underneath your thighs. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, relax your shoulder blades down your back. Imagine there's a string pulling your heart forward. Begin to lean back. Feel your lower belly engage. Maybe stay here. Maybe play with floating the toes. Maybe release your hands. Keep the heart lifted. Relax your face. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Breathing here, 4, 3. Maybe find your expression, last 2. Take one more deep breath and find your full expression. Then exhale, slowly roll all the way down onto your back, one vertebra at a time. Hug the knees into your chest. Gently let yourself rock from side to side. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, plant your feet hip width distance apart for 2 sets of either bridge or wheel. If you're comfortable with wheel, feel free to move right into it. I'll talk us through bridge and I'll talk us through wheel for the second set. Walking your heels as close to your hips as you can. Arms rest by your side. Maybe see if you can graze your heels with your middle finger. If not, maybe walk the heels a little closer towards you and then turn your big toes in just slightly. Inhale, lift the chest, squeeze the shoulder blades behind your back, then open mouth, exhale to prepare. Inhale, lift your hips. Shimmy the shoulders side to side, walking onto the tops of your shoulders. Arms can stay down, maybe hands to the hips for a supported bridge, or interlace the hands below the back, pressing the bones of your arms down. If your hands are bound, maybe see if you can even walk the shoulders side to side just a little bit more. Press down through your heels, relax your glutes, maybe lift all 10 toes, and then just place the big toes down to fire the inner thighs. In our bridge pose, inhale, lift your hips towards the sky. Exhale, puff up your chest. Imagine sending your heart space towards the mat behind you, up overhead. One more time, inhale, lift your hips. Exhale, puff up your chest. Release your hands, lower the hips all the way down. Step your feet to the wide edges of your mat. Either let the knees knock inward, resting against each other, or you can windshield wiper your knees side to side, neutralizing the lower back. Take a deep breath here. Open mouth, exhale. Planting your feet hip width distance apart once again. So if you want to practice your wheel pose, feel free, or your bridge, I'll talk us through wheel. Walking the heels as close to the hips as you can, turning the big toes inward. In our wheel pose, they have the tendency to splay out, so maybe start with them slightly pigeon-toed. Heels as close to the hips as you can. Hands next to the ears, palms face down, fingertips pointing towards the heels. Spread your fingers out nice and wide, and then feel the points of contact underneath the knuckles, the finger pads. Lifting the elbows, first open mouth, exhale to release your breath. Lifting to the crown of the head first, inhale. And then adjust your hands, adjust your feet, spread the fingers wide, and then press all the way up. Let your head hang heavy, turning the big toes inward, lifting the hips, and then open up your heart towards the back of your mat. Rooting down through the heels, maybe play with straightening through the arms, finding length in the legs. Once again, imagine sending your heart into the space behind you. Breathe here for as long as you'd like, and then whenever you'd like to release. First lowering, tucking the chin, and then find your Supta Baddha Konasana, reclined butterfly pose. Let the soles of your feet come together. Let your knees open wide. Let the shoulder blades separate underneath you, and then rest your hands wherever's comfortable. Maybe by your side with the palms face up, maybe resting on your hips. Maybe one hand over the belly, one hand over your heart. Let your elbows open wide. Perhaps close your eyes. Reconnect with your breath. Drawing long, slow inhalations. Long, slow exhalations. One more time, take a deep breath here. Open mouth, exhale. Draw your hands to the outsides of your thighs. Guide the knees back together. Hug both knees into your chest. Maybe gently rock from side to side. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, extend the left leg all the way down onto your mat. Bending the right knee, interlace the fingers in front of your right shin, and then let the right knee open up towards the right side of the mat. And then inhale, hug the right knee up and around the rib cage, squeezing the right knee towards the right shoulder, creating a little bit of compression in the right hip flexor. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, let the right arm open wide like a wing. Use your left hand to guide your right knee across your body for your spinal twist. Maybe turn the gaze past the right fingertips or close your eyes. Maybe stay here, resting the weight of your left hand to the outside of the right knee. If you'd like, you can play with straightening through the right leg. If your right shoulder blade is lifting, press down through the left elbow, slide the left shoulder blade out from underneath you, creating space for your right shoulder blade to settle back down. Letting the shoulders stay square, letting the twist happen from the space underneath your shoulder blades. Taking one more deep breath in. Exhale, slow breath out. Inhale slowly. Let the left knee, right knee return back to center. Let the left knee meet the right, and then take a moment, hug both knees into your chest. Take a deep breath here. Exhale, extend the right leg all the way down onto your mat. Interlace your fingers in front of your left shin. Let the left knee open up towards the side, and then inhale, hug the left knee up and around the rib cage. So you're opening up through the left hip. Rather than squeezing the knee towards the chest, draw the knee up towards the left shoulder, along the side body. Take a deep breath here. Exhale, release the left arm, let it open wide. Use your right hand to invite your left knee across the body for your spinal twist. Maybe adjust your shoulders, inviting the left shoulder blade to rest back down. Maybe turn the gaze. You can let the right hand rest to the outside of the left knee, letting the weight of your arm gently increase the sensations in your lower back, in your IT band, the outer hip. Maybe play with straightening through the leg. The knee can still stay soft, just finding a little bit of extension. Begin to find some softness here. Let yourself let go of effort. Beginning to let your breath and gravity to take over from here for the rest of your practice. Draw another deep breath in. Open mouth, exhale. Inhale, invite both knees to return back to center. The right knee joins the left. Take a moment, neutralize. Then let the knees open wide for your happy baby. Reaching up, capturing the knife edges of your feet, or wrap your peace fingers around your big toes. Stack your ankles over your knees. Curl the tailbone down. Tuck the chin so the back of your neck stays long, connecting the entire length of your spine to your mat. You can stay here, perhaps gently, Find a sway side to side. If you're looking for more sensation, you can actively push the feet up into the palms and then pull the hands down into your feet, creating a push-pull sensation to further open up through the inner hips and thighs. Maybe even draw the shoulder blades down your back, actively pressing them down into your mat. Take a deep breath here. Open mouth, exhale. Release your feet, release your toes. Draw both knees into the chest. Draw your forehead towards your knees. Wrap your forearms around your shins. Reach for opposite elbows. Give yourself a nice big hug. Take a deep breath here. Exhale, slow breath out. Release your knees. Let your arms and legs open wide by your side. Taking this time to set yourself up for your final Shavasana. Shift and move however you would like, creating space, creating support. Then we'll close out our practice with 3 cleansing breaths. First, open mouth, exhale, release your breath, let it go. Take a deep breath in. Open mouth, exhale. Twice more, inhale, fill up your belly, fill up your lungs. Open mouth, exhale to release. One more time, take a big breath here. Pause at the top, take one more sip. Open mouth, exhale, let the breath go. Release control of your breath. Let yourself rest. Final Shavasana, just rest. Slowly, gently let yourself begin to reawaken. Begin by deepening your breath. Maybe wiggle your fingers and your toes, or perhaps circle your ankles and your wrists, allowing sensations to rise back up to the surface of your body. Feel free to rest here, or if you'd like, on your next inhalation, stretch your arms up overhead, draw your legs together, point your toes, take a full body stretch. Draw a deep breath here. Open mouth, exhale. Inhale, bend the knees into your chest. Exhale, gently roll over to either side, right or left, your choice. Letting your knees, hips, and your shoulders stack, use your bottom arm as a pillow. Take a moment of gratitude, thanking yourself for coming onto your mat this afternoon, for being present, for doing the work, and receiving all the benefits of your practice. Draw a deep breath here. Open mouth, exhale. On your next inhalation, gently use your hands to guide yourself back up to a comfortable seated position. Whatever shape or form that may take for you, let your spine lengthen, soften your shoulders. You can rest your palms gently on your knees or thighs, or unite the hands and connect your thumbs to heart center. Together, let's take an open mouth, exhalation, release our breath. Take a deep breath here. Open mouth, exhale. Inhale, we lift our thumbs to our third eye center of the forehead. The light within me truly recognizes, honors, and celebrates the light that shines in you, Cassie. Thank you so much for sharing your wonderful energy. Bowing down as we seal in our practice together. Namaste. Thanks, Cassie.
Sarah.
So
All
good to see
sweaty.
you. I know, I'm all sweaty too.